Can a single game, really unite a nation that's been torn apart? I mean, a country divided for decades by racial segregation? It sounds impossible, right? Well, that's the exact question that was put to the test on one incredible afternoon back in 1995.
So yeah, today, we're jumping right into the story of the 1995 Rugby World Cup final. And trust me, this one was about so much more than just a game.
Okay, so to really get the sheer weight of this game, you got to understand what was happening at the time. South Africa was, just stepping out of the darkness of apartheid. This was their big moment, their chance to reintroduce themselves to the world.
The setting? Ellis Park Stadium, Johannesburg. Just try to imagine the energy in that place. We're talking nearly 60,000 fans, packed in tight. The air was just electric. You could feel the tension, but also this incredible sense of hope. Because this wasn't just any final. This was the final, on their own home turf, for a brand new, democratic rainbow nation.
And right at the center of all this was President Nelson Mandela. He saw this tournament, this game, as a way to bring people together. And here's the part that gives you chills. When Mandela walked out onto that field wearing the Springbok jersey, you have to understand that jersey was a symbol of the old oppressive regime. It was hated by Black South Africans. So for him to wear it, wow. It was this incredibly powerful, deliberate move to say, we are one country now.
And on the field itself, the story was just as epic. I mean, on paper, this was a classic David versus Goliath showdown.
In one corner, you've got the New Zealand All Blacks. These guys were an absolute juggernaut, a scoring machine, and they had this superstar Jonah Lomu who just seemed unstoppable. And in the other corner, the home team, South Africa's Springboks. They weren't as flashy, not at all, but what they had was this incredible defensive grit and, the hopes of an entire nation riding on their shoulders.
And this really shows you just how lopsided this was supposed to be. Just look at the points they scored to get to the final. New Zealand, a whopping 315 points. South Africa, only 129. The All Blacks had scored more than double. The odds were, let's just say, not looking good for the home team.
But the game didn't go according to plan. Everyone expected a blowout, right? Instead, it became this absolutely brutal, tactical fight. A real war of attrition.
You can just feel the tension building here. It was all about the kicks. New Zealand would get a penalty, take a 3-0 lead. Then South Africa would answer back. By halftime, the Springboks were actually ahead, 9-6. But of course, the All Blacks weren't going down easy. They fought back in the second half to make it 9-9, and that's where it stayed. Full time. For the very first time in history, a World Cup final was headed to extra time.
Can you even imagine? The stadium was going nuts. The whole world was watching. It all came down to these last few nail-biting moments.
So, into extra time they go. They trade a few more kicks, and the score is tied again, 12-12. The players are gassed, the crowd, the tension is just off the charts. So the question was, who was going to break the deadlock? Who was going to land that final punch?
And then it happened. 7 minutes left on the clock. The ball gets to South Africa's fly half, a guy named Joel Stransky. He's about 30 meters out, and he sets himself up for a drop goal.
Okay, quick sidebar for anyone who doesn't watch a ton of rugby. A drop goal is seriously difficult. You have to drop the ball to the ground and kick it on the bounce through the posts with giants running at you. It is a massive, high-risk, high-reward play.
He drops it, he kicks it, and it's good! It sails through. The stadium just explodes. With minutes to go, South Africa is in the lead. And that's how it would end. 15-12. The underdogs, they actually did it.
But look, the story doesn't stop when the whistle blows. Not even close. You could argue the most important part happened next. The legacy of this one game, man, it's still being felt today.
And this is the moment. The image everyone remembers. You have Nelson Mandela, a man locked away for 27 years by the apartheid government, walking out onto that field. He's wearing the jersey of his former jailers, and he hands the World Cup trophy to the captain, a white Afrikaner named François Pienaar. Talk about a symbol of forgiveness, of unity, and the whole world was watching.
So yeah, the legacy is just huge. It became this massive symbol of reconciliation. They even made that Oscar-nominated movie Invictus about it. It's always on lists of the greatest moments in sports history. Now, it's worth mentioning there is a bit of a lingering controversy. Some on the New Zealand team later claimed they got food poisoning right before the game, on purpose. It's an allegation the South African team has always denied, but it's part of the story.
Which brings us back to where we started. So what do you think? Was this just a rugby game?
Or does it show us that sometimes, just sometimes, sport can be so much more, that it can actually have the power to change the world?